Time does not heal this rift. This is something that you just have to accept. The world is going to be the way it is.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Oh, hey, on that note, let's get started. Because that ties into exactly what we're doing today. So today is our final class, our final Advanced Emotions for Dummies class. And today's class is all about getting right to the heart of the matter. So, there we go, here we go. So our final class is about, we're going to do two things. I actually said I was going to introduce our ego, my final exercise I just created called the ego healer, which I will discuss in 1 second. But since you said all that stuff and it directly relates to what this is about, I'm going to read this first. So today is really about beliefs. Beliefs are powerful. People will still go out without a mask because they don't believe in COVID. People are dying. People die over their beliefs. So I thought it'd be a good day. Why don't we start with a discussion about deconstructing beliefs? So what we'll do is we'll read this information and feel it through. We'll read this information and then we will go into the ego healer exercise. So this information comes from a Byron Katie video, and the book, I Don't Want To, I Don't Feel Like It, How Resistance Controls Your Life and What to Do About It, by Sherry Huber and A. Naranyanan. As well, there's a bit of material here from the Tao Te Ching, which I got from the Stephen Mitchell version. So that's mentioned here as well. I wrote this specifically with a bunch of different titles in mind because it's all the same thing: God, Muhammad, the universe, Tao, love, etc. So you can pick whatever word works for you. I like to interchange the words love and God, so I'll probably do that. If you feel like reading along, as always, feel free. If you would like to close your eyes and let these words bypass the brain and go into the heart. Bypass the brain where the beliefs are and go into the heart. You can do that as well. So while all religions preach a universal truth, God, Muhammad, love, in our everyday lives, our everyday religion is the beliefs we place onto everything. Beliefs we give so much meaning, we begin to see them as who we are, or how the world works, or what is just true about life. However, strong beliefs are not reality. A belief is just a thought you have put on repeat so often, you insist its meaning must be true, provable, and universal, which strengthens a mental pathway that blocks out or fights things that run counter to the belief. Since the human mind can't perceive actual reality, only the meanings we give to thoughts and feelings, then our entire sense of reality is all of our beliefs. Without a belief about classrooms, this might be called space, but without a belief about space, then this is called, if I couldn't call this piece of paper in my hand paper, it would be, in fact, if you drop all the meanings, everything you are thinking, life is just most of life is air moving and ambient noise. So beyond belief, reality is both nameless and all-inclusive. Reality is nothing, no thing. It's just what is. Our strong beliefs about ourselves and the world often come from our childhood socialization. As we are socialized in childhood, our ability to think crystallizes into learning meanings, beliefs, and concepts. From our beliefs, we shape judgments or an ability to compare and evaluate, and then identifying with those judgments becomes our personality and worldview. Once our mind shapes our sense of reality, our feelings kick in so that we can act to protect our boundaries. Think, feel, act. For example, it turns out that shame is related to our beliefs. When we acknowledge our faults, limitations, humanness, shame is actually healthy. When we feel the need to lie and hide our true self, shame becomes toxic. All our stressful beliefs come from the 5 frustrations of life: our assumptions, preferences, attachments, comparisons, and control. We get so caught up in our thinking, we'd rather blame others or reality when things don't work out. However, being willing to question beliefs is the only way we can allow ourselves to stop filling our ego with confusing, contradictory thoughts and allow it to support our heart, inner child in a healthy way. Some of our strongest beliefs are about our identity, because our ego is dedicated to holding on to who we think we are. However, if beliefs are thoughts and thoughts are not real, then our ego identity is not real either. It's just the byproduct, coping mechanism of our socialization and thought patterns. Beliefs give the ego a false sense of realness, like in The Emperor Has No Clothes. So to keep that power, we use the 5 frustrations of life to make everything about ourselves. Once we believe it's about us, we have no choice. Once we believe COVID-19 is about us, we have no choice but to judge, react from that position, even if it confuses us or feels bad. Each judgment is a Post-it note or memo, literally a me-mo, that creates the ego's sense of world or reality. So it is guaranteed that it will resist change, maturity, and do the opposite of what is best for us, because to do otherwise would mean releasing the control. This is why we can't just fix ourselves. That is ego fixing ego. Or why the biggest belief worth questioning is if there is even an I or a you in the first place. Beyond belief, beyond the memos, who we are, who anyone is nothingness, no thing, or infinite possibility, like the space in a bowl or the hole in a doorway or window. No more inner or outer arguments or stress, just being present with life as it is. A living state of total rest and peace, like Jesus, or one of no repression, judgment, or meanings, just love and innocence, like a child. But not like the child that said no all the time. Byron Katie often says that another word for reality is God itself, because both are what is and beyond our ability to comprehend with beliefs. In fact, beliefs only get in the way of the real experience of reality or God itself. Beyond belief, God, love, can only be a symbol which represents both everything and nothing at the same time. Omnipotent, an all-encompassing meaning or oneness. Connecting this to childhood socialization, if our parents shape our sense of the universe, and a negative parental relationship means a negative belief in the universe, then we can expand this to say all of our negative beliefs about life are ultimately distorted meanings about our connection to this oneness, our Heavenly Father. We abuse our ego by using beliefs to separate from and act as God, which is the original sin, an impossible joke, or a shameful, hopeless nightmare. Arguing with people's beliefs is exactly like arguing with the rain. It's not a good way to deal with your feelings, and that oneness isn't going to change at all. Arguing with people's beliefs about COVID is exactly like arguing with the rain. It's not a good way to deal with your feelings, and that oneness isn't going to change at all. If God itself, if love itself is beyond belief, and beliefs are repressive, then perhaps we shouldn't have any beliefs at all. According to this logic, by giving up beliefs altogether, you are free, living God's purpose for you by just being fully open to the present moment. Or as Ms. BK says, only the ego speaks, and nothing the ego says is true. So therefore, a mind is a wonderful thing to lose. We like to praise God when we get what we want, but often wonder, why does God allow bad things to happen? If winning a Grammy is God's will, then so must be all the poverty, violence, and other injustices. If God is everything, then the higher power must always hear us and give us what we want. It just may never come the way we wanted it, or have the effect we wanted it to have, and it may come with all sorts of unexpected consequences. And this is so because of the role that our negative beliefs or judgments play in directing our lives. I have found that anger, hurt, and fear correspond to defense, comparison, and future planning, respectively. So, being consciously critical can help make you a great student or professor. But since our reality is our thoughts and the mind is 80% unconscious, this makes judgment a very powerful tool that actually turns you into the thing you judge. If I judge you as mean or hurtful, I become mean and hurt me. If I judge myself as not good enough, the mind will find all the reasons why I am right, feel bad, won't try in life, and then won't be good enough. One way to see the effect of our negative beliefs is to examine our complaining and defensive behaviors. This shows us how our resentments, regrets, fears, and other unconscious commitments cause confusion in our lives. Ultimately, whatever awful thing happened, awful is a judgment. Without being able to call it awful, its meaning would just be, this is why awful can mean both bad and inspiring. Without being able to call it COVID, its meaning would just be sickness. Without being able to call it sickness, its meaning would be death. Without being able to call it death, it would be, you would call it gone. Without being able to call it gone, it would be maybe lost. Without being able to call it lost, sad. I couldn't call it sad. Well, if I couldn't call it sad, I would just be a feeling I don't like, then a feeling. And if I couldn't call it a feeling, it would just be what I'm feeling right now, this moment. And if I couldn't call it that, it would be And I have found this is true for every single thought or feeling that has ever come up in my brain. If we open our minds to the good or the God or the love of the situation, we can use even the bitter, sour lemons of life as potential for sweet lemonade. Now, this might sound really out there, but what is clear is that if we unlearn by deconstructing our beliefs, we can live more in harmony with the world the way things are instead of fighting about how they should be. And if this is true, if all this is true, then dropping all our I know judgments and moving to a permanent don't know open-mindedness is the quickest way to fall in love with life, free ourselves from codependent thinking, and strengthen our faith. A don't know mind is the demonstration of totally healthy shame, because a person who realizes the limitations of all their beliefs can only live in present moment reality, or this here now, or literally follow in the steps of God. Whatever happens in life, we all have a holy trinity of questioning thoughts, space to feel our feelings, and time to rest in our self-care toolkit. Or God, Son, Holy Spirit equals thoughts, feelings, rest. Okay, so we're not going to do the exercise here because we're going to do our final exercise. But as I wanted to say, beliefs are what it's about. Beliefs are what it's all about. Beliefs, the beliefs we are holding on to are what solidify us into our sense of reality. And so the exercise that's up there on that Deconstructing Beliefs worksheet is one that's called CBT, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And that exercise is about writing down the belief you have and then turning it around. So it's a very, left brain, analytical exercise. But I decided, we need an exercise that gets us to deconstruct our beliefs, to deconstruct the ego in a much more bodily level, much more like right brain emotional level. And so for that reason, I have put together this final, which I call the Ego Healer. Okay. So as a final exercise to test your ability to dig into the feelings of your inner child work and deconstructing beliefs, I have created the following exercise that combines them together in an effective way. Since the midterm was the Ego Killer, I'm going to call this one the Ego Healer because all the exercises are focused on letting go of stress and building our capacity to love, which is what this feeling stuff is all about. Okay, so like the midterm, this can be a mind blow, so please take much self-care both during and after this exercise. And here's what we're gonna do. We'll start off with a short, maybe silent inner baby meditation. I'll guide us through that, get into a good inner child space. And then we will use the emotional Vipassana body scan and the self-love acceptance validation exercise to run through a series of beliefs that our ego attaches onto strongly. Okay, and those are know, win, right, want, do, care, present, and me. I'm gonna go run through those. And then we will do that using this exercise. We will let ourselves feel it, sink in, let go, bring it into the heart, and then work the opposite. And then we will run that feeling through this chart, which you might remember from our telling yourself the truth exercise. Anger, hurt, fear, and we'll do neutral, understanding, and love. Okay. And then we can end with this, but we'll get to this when we get to the end. So, or actually, I'll just read it now. Let's just read it now. So the end will be ending with this love meditation. Think of something you love, something you would definitely say, yes, I love that, and use your imagination to really see yourself engaged with that thing you love. Let yourself really feel it. Go to where you feel its opposite and feel it with the positive feeling. Then body scan it through and recognize that this is your love, that it is always inside of you. If you are willing to let go and open up to it. And then we'll do that for the following words: success, freedom, happiness, and joy. Okay, so I explained it all, but you don't need to put your mind into any of this. You just stay in your inner world and I will run us through all of this material. Okay, so this is going to be an extended meditation. And it might be a new experience if you've never done this before. So, well, no one's done this before because I came up with it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm so happy that this is the grand inauguration of this exercise. So let's take a moment and just center in. Anything you need for this meditation? You know, any mental state, any toys you may need to help get you through this? You know, we're gonna go right into an inner child meditation. So, whatever your inner child needs to, feel good. You know, you may want to just give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. Okay, okay. Stick you right here, buddy. You're right here with me. Okay. Okay, so just notice your breath. Notice your breath. Fast or slow. I feel like taking one more hit off this weed, to be honest with you. Fast or slow, in the chest, in the belly. Notice whatever comes up for you. We're not here to judge anything. Notice your breath. You're breathing whether you want to or not, whether the weed happens or not, whether the toys show up or not. Notice your breath. And with each breath, just go deeper, deeper into yourself. Like you're descending down an elevator, down from your brain, down into your heart. Each breath going down a floor, sinking down deeper and deeper. If you're willing, I invite you to slow down the breath. Just let yourself sink on down gently. Each breath further down, down from the brain into the heart. As you sink further and further down, you think you hit a place you couldn't sink any deeper. And nope, one more breath happens. It goes down even further. Basement levels beneath the ground floor, subterranean. You just keep breathing and it keeps going down into your heart, into the core of your being. And when you feel you could not possibly go down any further, your breath is totally relaxed. The elevator slows down. And when it opens up to a door. It opens up to the door of the room you're in right now. Ooh, excuse me. And maybe that's a little bit of a shock. But you get this feeling that this door contains something super important this time, just for you. You know, maybe the door has a golden handle on it. So you open the door, going into your normal space. You look around the room and see all the normal things you would see. And all of a sudden, you get to the end of the room and you see a baby's crib. And you immediately know that something is important here just for you. You walk over to the crib and look in, and what do you know? It's a baby in the crib. Not just a baby, it's you. You as a baby. So grab your baby, hold your baby, hold you as a baby. What sort of things do you need to tell your inner baby today? How are they feeling? Do they need a rocking? Whatever they need, give it to your inner baby. A rocking, a petting, a holding, soft words, maybe a loving look in their eyes, patty cake. Whatever it is, take a moment and get in touch with your inner baby. While I hit this vape. You know, my inner baby had a reaction that no reaction. You know, I hear that as a lot of irritation. So I hear that you're really irritated, little baby. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I'm listening. Yeah. Okay, let's just take a moment and you know, let's just say your baby's scared. It was a difficult year, 2020. Let's say your baby went through a lot. And you know, there's somebody out there right now who's worried about getting COVID and leaving their baby without a parent. Some of us are worried about being the baby who was left without a parent. What can you tell this baby about their fear? You know, I don't know how to completely stay safe from COVID. I'm doing the best I can because I love you. I may make a mistake and get COVID. And if I do, I will do the best I can to protect me so that you won't get sick, because I love you. I don't have an answer for this fear, but I know I can hold you. I know I can listen. And I know, and I want you to know that I care. And just for a moment, just let yourself be the baby that's being held and loved without having to do anything in return. Just let everything go. Unclench everything. You know, I gotta say, part of all of this is about getting back to a place of who you were before you ever learned what a word was. You know, who were you before that happened? Before you learned meaning, before you had beliefs. So let's say the parent you is holding the child. Let's say you know, kind of wake up a little bit and look down at your kid, and instead of seeing your kid there, the baby, you now see yourself as a child. Age of your choice. You know, maybe a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old. And if need be, you can pick a 15-year-old. You're holding your child. You as a child. Your inner child. That little kid you. And holding your inner child, we're going to run through these ego attachments. So here we go. Here we go, brave people. Here it is. Number one is no. 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 I know. No. I know. You know. No, I'm aware. Yeah, I recognize that. I know. Let yourself feel what you feel when you say, I know. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. What does it feel? What do you feel in your body? Scan your body. What do you feel when you say, I know? Yeah, I'm conscious. I'm aware of that. I know. I know. Go to the core of that feeling. Sink in the core of that feeling and let go. Unclench. Unclench, I know. The feeling of I know. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. Let go. Unclench. And whatever you feel, bring that feeling down into your heart. Let it sink down, crumble down, cascade down into your heart. Pass it through your body, down into the gut, into the legs. Squeeze the legs, push it through, whole thing, whole body. Let's do this. Let's start with anger. Do you feel any anger about this feeling of I know? Yeah, I definitely, yes. There was anger there. Feel it. Feel it. Unclench any anger. Well, that microphone sound is terrifying. Any hurt about I know, any hurt feelings around I know. Yeah, okay, that's, yes, feel it. Let yourself feel it. Any comparisons you make around it, yeah. Unclench any of the hurt around I know. Any fear around I know. Any fears you have around I know. Yeah, often I don't really want to know more, and there could be fear around that sometimes. Okay, let yourself feel it, try to find it. Go to the bottom of it. Wherever it is, even if it's a flake, go to the bottom of it. Let yourself feel it, just for a little bit. Unclench that too. Oh. Okay. Neutral zone. Think of something in your mind. Something in your mind you got no, means nothing for you about this issue. I know. When I said I know, I was totally arguing with my brother or my mom. Totally. So I'm arguing with my mom. I said I know. I put my hand up. Okay. My fingerprint. I had no opinion about my fingerprint. Anger into that. Any assumptions going on here? Any attempts to control? Oh, I'm definitely attempting to control here. Most deaf. Yes. Yeah, it's a big one there. Yeah. Okay, understand. Understand, any understanding. Yeah, well, I understand about the control thing. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel it. Understand, acceptance, respect. Understand, acceptance, respect. Yeah, yeah. There's a acceptance of that. Okay, yeah, feel it. Let yourself feel it. Sink into it. Unclench even that. Unclench understanding. Unclench respect. Unclench acceptance. Unclench everything. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. And then love. Love. What about I know do I love? Well, I love being right. I mean, who don't love being right? I mean, that's wonderful. Okay, great. Let's go with that. I love being right. Let myself feel it. I love being right. Oh, yeah. Dr. Donny, you're so right. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, let's still feel it. Feel it sink to the bottom of that. Sink to the bottom of it. Unclench even that. Unclench love. Unclench from that. Holding on to nothing. Love is letting go. Love is letting go. Unclench. Okay, so that was part of number one. The other part of number one was don't know. Now we're going to run through don't know in the exact same manner. Okay. Don't know. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Babies, I don't know. I don't know if I have enough money to stretch it to the end of the month. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know. I like her, but I don't know if I really like her. I don't know. I don't know if I do that. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be okay. I don't know how much time I have left. Don't know. Whatever came up for you, let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. Sink down to the core of that feeling. Kind of a weird feeling for me. A queer feeling. Don't know. Sink in and unclench. Unclench that feeling. Let it sink down into the heart. Pass it through your body, your gut, pass it through the legs, clench the legs a little bit. Push it through. Don't know. What sort of anger, hate, defense do you have around don't know? I don't know. I don't know if I can hold on. I don't know if I can tolerate those people. I don't know if I can handle this. Whatever anger you feel, ooh. Whatever anger you feel, let yourself feel it. Unclench, unclench. Think to the bottom of that anger, the pit below, the pit, ooh. And unclench. Any feelings of hurt, sadness, feelings of hurt around don't know. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I ran out of money this month. I spent so much on buying stuff. I bought a lot of toys and dishwasher, and I'm happy, but I ran out of money. And also that brought some feelings of hurt. It totally did. Don't know. Don't know. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. Money problems. Money problems. Sink to the bottom of that feeling and unclench. And fear. Any fear around don't know? Yeah, definitely. Any projecting of the future around don't know? Yes. I definitely am thinking it'll be like this. This is what it's going to be like forever. Me with no money. I see a low bank account and I start thinking, oh no. I start seeing brothers with shopping carts, brothers living in the shopping carts, underneath the freeway, tents. This is the Bay Area, whole tent cities. Yeah, real fear. Unclench even the fear. Unclench the fear. You know, fear's a hard one. You know, you can pick that fear back up in 1 minute. Just give yourself 1 minute though to feel what it would feel like. Not feel that fear. That's a lot of fear, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, I had some particular trauma around money that I was sort of, one could say, my parents were very, very cruel to me around some issues around money. I lived with a lot of fear around that for a long time, Next, neutral. Okay. Yeah, this is getting heavy. So, okay, neutral. You know, neutral, don't know. Yeah, you know, actually, what I saw was myself at the grocery store. I was just at the grocery store looking at how much was left in my account on my phone. I was at the grocery store getting stuff I wanted to eat. And, you know, the grocery store. So let's just go with that. So, the person next to me checking out, I had no opinion about them. Wasn't thinking about them at all. Okay. Who knows who they were? Didn't take one moment to think about it. Any assumptions, expectations, and attempts to control in this situation? Yeah, don't know brought up a lot of fear. It sure did. One thing I've started saying is maybe I control the world through fear. I try to control the world through being afraid of it. If I'm afraid, I can put it in a place called over there, where I try to control things. It's an attempt to control things. It totally is. I've been letting myself just honor that, the feeling that comes up with that. Control freak. Unclench that feeling. Okay, and then understand. Feelings of acceptance. Well, I definitely accept if I hold on to all this fear like this is what it's going to feel like. And I respect that I want to treat myself in a less fearful way. I also respect that don't know can just mean just being open, and I like being open. I would never have gotten to this place in my life if I wasn't an open person. So I got a lot of respect for that. Yeah, and actually, I got a lot of love for that. But unclench all of that. Unclench all of that understanding. Unclench the love. Unclench all of that. Because love is letting go. Love is letting go. Okay, now we are going to do the rest of this list from 2 through 8. But we're going to do it a little faster. Okay, we're going to get it in an hour. We got a whole hour here. But we're gonna move through. Okay, so prepare yourself. Strap in. Get your necessary vitamins together. Sink in deep into your seat. Oh, hey, let me take some of this. I went to Target yesterday to buy things, and Felt very sick when I got back and took a lot of coconut. I take coconut tablets to boost my immune system, and so it's helping me out. Also, I'm 85% sure my neighbor has COVID. But I could just be, I'm also 75% sure I get paranoid easily. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Actually, this is a good one. Number 2 is win. Win. I win. I win. I have. This is mine. Fight. This is mine. I'm going to get it. I win. I win. Me. I win. Give it to me. I win. I win. I got it. I win. Win. See what comes up when you feel win. I win. I win. Sink down to the bottom of it. I win. Oh, I win. I'm going to fight for it. This is mine. I'm going to fight for it. Well, I have it. I have it. Sink down to the bottom of it and unclench. Any anger, hate, defense. Any anger, hate, or defense around that feeling of win. Oh, there was a little bit toward the end there with the have. I have it. I have it. Defense. Defense. Let yourself feel it. Ooh, getting in touch. Unclench. Unclench that feeling. Pass it through. Pass it through. Oh, if anything's super intense, I'm just going to say unclench, but just know you can always pass something through your heart, through the gut, into the legs, squeeze those legs. It really, really works. It really, really works. Any hurt, any sadness, any comparisons, any hurt, any sadness and comparisons around win. I had 1 second of thinking, oh no, that means somebody lost. But then I said, no, don't think about that. Don't think about that. Just good feelings. I'm definitely doing a lot of comparison. Definitely. Definitely. Okay, let yourself feel it. Just let yourself feel it. No judgment. Let yourself feel it. Winners and losers. Let yourself feel it. Unclench. Unclench. You know, I saw myself standing alone on a stage, all alone. Everyone's taking pictures. I'm happy. And I'm all alone too. That sort of silent auditorium sound when I can hear all the cameras snapping away in the background. Any fear there, any projecting the future there in winning. Yeah, I mean, I gotta keep winning for sure. There's fear there. And some sadness too. Let yourself feel it. Unclench. Okay, next, neutral. Neutral, and I'm standing at that auditorium and I don't know, a fly on the curtain behind me. A fly on the curtain behind me. I had no thought about the fly on the curtain behind me. Ooh, I anchor into that. Fly on the curtain. Thank you, fly. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the pressure of that. Oh, that little kid. Control, any control around winning? Yeah, definitely it's about dominating, being the best, being able to kind of lord it over everybody. Lord it over everybody. Whatever you feel, unclench. Let yourself feel it sink into the bottom of it and unclench. Unclench. Okay, and next is understand. This understanding we have now about winning. Understand its importance. Understand accepting, acceptance, respect. Acceptance, respect. And whatever you felt, whatever you feel about that understanding, sink down to the bottom of it and unclench. Unclench even the understanding. And then love. Love. Anything about winning you love? Oh, definitely. Makes me cheer. It makes me so happy. It's like I like it when I get the prize. Makes me feel special. I love winning. Absolutely. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. Yeah. Let yourself feel it. I win. And let's sink down to the bottom of it. Sink down to the bottom of it. Okay, find the bottom. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. And unclench even that. Okay, next is lose. Lose. The opposite of win. Lose. Lose. I lost. I lost. I lost all my money. They left me. She left me. I'm a loser. I'm a loser. How's that song go? So da 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 da. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? Lose. Lose. Lost. I lost. I just feel so lost. Lost. Loss. Loss. Whatever you feel about lose, sink down to the bottom of that feeling. Like you're looking for the drain. Sink down to the bottom and unclench. Unclench. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. Making sense to get in the way of actually learning. Thinking you know. That's what I just learned in the previous exercise. Unclench, sink it into the heart. Down into the gut, into the legs. Squeeze your big muscles in the legs. Blow it through. Any anger, hate, defense around lose. Yeah, I hate to lose. Yeah. I lost. I lost. And anger. Go to the anger. I heard sadness also, but we're going to go to the anger. Go to the anger. I lost. Yeah, go there. Go there. Find the bottom of it. Look for, aim toward the corners. There it is. There it is. And unclench. Wow. Any hurt, sadness. Yeah, I lost. Comparisons, yeah, big time. I'm not the winner. I lost. Hurt. Let yourself feel it. The hurt. See how far down you can go. I'm just gripping. Oh. Let yourself feel it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Any fear? Any fear? Any fears around losing? Yeah, it's all fear. It's all fear, really. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's all fear. Okay. So let yourself just feel it. Okay. I'm right here. Let yourself feel it. It's a lot of fear. It's really scary. I know. It's just fear. It's just fear. See how far, see how much of it you can feel. Try to unclench. Unclench. Don't try. Unclench. Unclench from the fear. It's not happening right now. Nothing's happening right now. We're just sitting here holding pillows. Okay, neutral. You know, I was just imagining myself losing a poker game, basically. I was just imagining myself having to throw the cards on the table. I lost. That's what I was seeing. Okay, so you know, people behind me at the bar, no opinion. There you go. Anchor into that. Any assumptions or attempts to control? I didn't think this was bothering me this much, but whoo, it cuts deep. Yeah, I'm definitely controlling this feeling by stuffing it down. Stuff, stuff. Stuff it. Can't feel that. Gotta win. I lost. Oh, fuck, motherfucker. Ah. You know, I heard once in my neighborhood in New Orleans, this one neighborhood I lived in 1 year, these brothers all sat around and played a game of dice or something on the corner on a cardboard box. One got so mad, another one, he biked home and grabbed a gun and biked back and shot the other guy. That's what people will do when they lose. That is the power of winning and losing. Next is understand. Okay, well, I understand the power of winning and losing. Understand acceptance and respect. Any feelings of understanding, acceptance, and respect? You know, anytime I won, it meant somebody else lost. They had to deal with that. And I totally avoided that altogether. Dissociation. Dissociation from the whole. You know, sometimes I often think about it at work, how often I don't think about the janitorial staff. You know, especially I had a whole month of going to work and during COVID where everybody was, you know, at home. So, I mean, the toilets didn't get filled up because nobody was using them, but I had a whole month to see what it was like to watch the bathroom slowly just deteriorate on its own, and made me realize, you know, my trash didn't get taken out. I had to take my own trash out. And, you know, it really made me realize the struggle they go through that I don't think about. I don't, or I think about it, but then I quickly move out of that into thinking about my shit because I'm busy focusing on my life. But if I had to walk in and see shitty toilets on a regular basis, I would have to, things would have to change pretty quick. Understanding, understanding, understanding. Lose. You know, some people might say a janitor's job would be a lose. I would say a janitor's job would be a lose. Feel that. So just feel that. Find the bottom, unclench. Find the bottom, unclench. And then love. Love to lose. Well, I love it when I lost weight. Technically, that lose was technically a win. Lose. Love to lose. Love to lose. You know, I've had relationships that went badly and it didn't work out, but I was glad because they wouldn't have been right for me. I'm glad it didn't work out. I'm glad it didn't work out. Love to lose. You know, every now and then you thought your show would be on and you watch your favorite show and you're like, yeah, I got it. Here it is. But then that episode wasn't very good. But then you'll turn something on expecting something to be really bad, you know, and then you'll be willing to sit through it. And actually it turns out to be something really great. That's a love to lose right there. Defying your expectations, love to lose. Love to lose. Whatever you feel, sink into it. Sink into it. Find the bottom. Whatever it feels like. And unclench that too. Because love is letting go. Some would even say love is losing everything. Okay, so let's pick up the pace just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Right. Right. I'm right. I'm right. Right. I'm smart. I'm good. That's what we should do. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. See what you feel. See what you feel with the terms right. See what comes up. See what you feel. Sink down into the bottom of that feeling. And unclench. Oh, my arms. Oh, oh. Mm. Mm. Drop it down into your heart. Down into your gut, into your legs. Give your legs a squeeze. Push it away. And let's do wrong. Let's just go right into the opposite. Wrong. That's wrong. You're dumb. Wrong. You shouldn't do that. Bad. Wrong. Bad. Dumb. Not smart. Shouldn't. Nope. Wrong. Bad. Wrong. You're wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Whatever you feel about wrong, let yourself feel it. Sink down into the bottom of that feeling. And unclench. Unclench. Drop it down into the heart. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Pass it through. Oh, pass it through. Oh, give your legs a squeeze. Oh, oh wow. Okay. Any anger, hate, defense around being right or wrong? Any anger around being right or wrong? Yeah, a lot of anger around being right. A lot of anger around being right. A lot of defense. A lot of defense around being right. Yeah. Yeah. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. Sink down to the bottom. Unclench. Unclench. You can pick it back up in 2 minutes. Just let yourself let go of all the anger and defense around being right. Ever had in your whole life. Let it go. Let it go, babies. Let it go. Any hurt, sadness, comparisons, hurt and sadness around being right or being wrong. Well, a lot of hurt around being wrong. A lot of hurt around being wrong. A lot of sadness around being wrong. This is all a comparison, absolutely. Okay, let yourself feel it. The hurt around being wrong. The hurt around being wrong. Sink down to the bottom of that feeling. Yeah, it's like sliding off a mountain. That's weird. Sink down to the bottom. Find the bottom, the crevice. And unclench. Unclench that grip. Any fear, projecting the future, any fear around being right or being wrong. Yeah, definitely. 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 Let yourself feel it. Just sink into it. Oh, find the bottom. Unclench. Your toes. Just let yourself unclench that fear. Just for a moment. The fear of being right or wrong. Having to be right all the time. Being wrong all the time. My father never said he was wrong, ever. Ever. Have to be right. Afraid to be wrong. Okay, neutral. You know, I see my father giving me a lengthy explanation, what we now call mansplaining. My father's a cop, so he does cop mansplaining, which is 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Okay, I see him going at it, and I'm looking at a tree in the background. A tree in the background. Okay, any attempts to control right or wrong? Do I use right and wrong as a means to control life? Hell yeah, I often have to be right. I mean, I'm a college professor with all these degrees and all, so I can fight for the right real well, real well. I have often also found that being wrong are the times I often get the greatest insight too. I also decided I did not want to be like my father and never be wrong. I just didn't sit well with me. So I chose a different way. You know, I guess, okay, you know, I can admit I'm trying to control. It's still a kind of control because I'm still basing things from my father being that way instead of from some more original neutral zone idea. I'm still kind of reacting. I'm still, as a 38, soon to be 39-year-old person, still reacting from all that dominance he put on me, that having to be right. Which is also very connected to winning and losing. Having to win the argument. So funny, because I don't even have an adult relationship with my family today now. So who won, huh? Who motherfucking won? Who motherfucking won? Understand. Acceptance, respect, any feelings of understanding, acceptance, and respect. Well, I can respect that I don't want to win or lose anymore. Or frankly, from what I'm really hearing here, I think I'd rather start losing. Because if I lose, it means I get to be in a place of peace. I get to give up the struggle. I get instant comfort. It's over. It's over. The pressure's over. You know, they say sink or swim. Well, sink. It's over. And it's over. We all think we need to keep swimming. Life is often about the keeping swimming. But in that analogy, is it better to sink or swim? Well, it's a hell of a lot easier to just sink. So yeah, on an inner level, it makes sense to sink. Sink in. Sink in and let go. I understand that. And unclench. Unclench even that. All understanding, acceptance, respect. Unclench from all of it. And finally, love. I love to be right. I love being wrong if it makes the other person feel validated. I love giving people what I think is right advice. Sometimes I like it when I plan something and then it doesn't work out the way I thought it would. And then somebody else comes up with a better idea and then we go do that. I like being wrong. I get to do other people's things. I like being wrong, but I don't have to be perfect at everything. The pressure's off. Whatever you feel about being right or being wrong, sink in, let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it. In the war, let yourself feel it. Sink down to the bottom and unclench. Unclench from any feelings of love you have about being right or being wrong. Love is letting go. Okay, so I see that it is 6:54, and we still have many, many, many more to go. So this goes by a bit slower than it went by when it came up for me. So maybe we'll go through one more. And so you just the idea here is you see how this works. Let's do. Actually, well, at the bottom of this, it also says, feel free to add any other opposites you like. Also try any part of your identity or your coping mechanisms. Especially try thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and images. So, I'll just ask, but is there a thought, a feeling, a really big problematic thing in your life going on that you like to work through?
Well, I can speak to the experience of doing this right now. Today, I've been feeling, or as I was doing this practice, having a lot of trouble connecting with most of these different feelings. The only one that I could access was fear, because that's readily available to me. But to get into these other mindsets, I I kind of faked it in a way. I just spoke the words in my mind, but I didn't really feel anything. So something about that numbness, or I'm not sure what that word would be.
Okay, well, let's go with that. Numbness.
Mm-hmm.
Numbness. Fear and numbness.
Mm-hmm.
Fear and numbness. Fear and numbness. Well, the good news is you learned a process. So it's all about just applying the process and seeing what comes up. Fear and numbness. Fear and numbness. That's something that's readily available. Fear and numbness. Go into your body, a space where you feel numbness. And if that was like, you could speak to that numbness, actually touch the numbness like it was clay. Feel that numbness, the surface, the dimensions of it, where it's located in your body. Breathe into that numbness. That numbness could speak even in a baby's voice. What would it say? What would its bodily expression? What would it feel like?
It's actually a tension and not wanting to feel. So a protective tension.
Protective tension. And there's no solution for numbness other than to let yourself feel numbness. Numbness is the greatest defense mechanism we have, coping ego defense mechanism we have to avoid our actual feelings. One way I try to work around that is to also mention positive things in these things. Because often we're willing to feel our positive feelings. So our ego is very attached to those things as well. And numbness is real. Numbness is real. So let's value that numbness. And I'm just going to offer, there's no need to even put more words on it. If you couldn't call it numbness, what would it be? Just feel into it. It's entirely possible. Solid 50% of who you are as a person could be built on locking something up to feel some numbness. Terminator numbness. That's what you needed to do to survive your situation, childhood situation, that's for sure. You know how like sometimes you gotta rub your hand over something a long time before it starts to wear down, just a little bit. You know, pet, 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 pet. And just let it, whatever tiny little bits can, drift into your heart. Just sink it all into the heart. Cheese grater it all and down into the heart. Let your heart just grow. Just let it get big. Let it get big. Into the stomach, into the legs, pass it through. Give it a squeeze. Let's go back to fear. I want to go back to fear because that's also the other thing is running through this polarity is running between two extremes. And so let's explore the other extreme, the fear. Well, how much of the fear at this point can you let yourself just fear? Just feel the fear.
Mm. Yeah, I can feel it coming up as a kind of nervousness, anxiety.
And just scan your body. Note where it comes up. Find where the bottom of that feeling is. If it comes up as nervousness or anxiety, a lightning bolt in the heart, whatever it comes up as for you, find the bottom. Sink down into it. And unclench. Let go. Let go. Let go of that control. Let go of numbing, stuffing, avoiding. Let go. Let go of everything. Unclench. Let whatever you feel sink into your heart. Into your heart. Pass it through into your gut, into your big muscles. Give them a squeeze. Push it away. Okay, any anger, hate, or defense around fear and numbness? Any anger, hate, defense around fear and numbness? I have all sorts of. I acknowledge that my fear is definitely a defense from having to deal with things. I hate my fear. I have all sorts of hate for my fear. Makes me feel weak. Yeah, it makes me angry. There's anger there. There's totally anger there. Just so feel it. Unclench from that feeling. Any hurt, sadness, any comparisons around fear or numbness. I certainly feel a lot of sadness around numbness, a lot of sadness around fear, a lot of just a limited life, a lot of hurt, a lot of hurt, a lot of hurt. Yeah. Whole mountain of hurt. Let yourself sink down to the bottom of that feeling. Find the bottom. Find the bottom. And unclench. Let go. Any fear, any fear, any fears around fear, any fears around fear, or numbness. You know, frankly, fear of fear is terror. So if you feel terror, you are feeling the fear of fear. You can feel fear for so long, you can feel terror for so long, and your brain will cope by going numb. That is one symptom of complex PTSD. Frozen in fear becomes eventually just frozen. Numbness. Let yourself just see how much of this you can feel. Fear. Fear of fear. Fear of numbness. Sink down to the bottom of what you feel. Find the bottom. And unclench. Let go. Like you're giving it away. Like there's nothing really there. Like you're blowing it away in the wind. Like you're giving away the remote. Let go. And next is neutral. Pick an image where you feel a lot of fear or numbness. Well, I ended up taking a walk down a wharf here in Santa Cruz, and several white tourists literally were looking so nervous at my presence, I thought one of them were going to call the police. That put me into a whole lot of feelings of fear and numbness. I'm trying to just enjoy a nice day walking down the wharf. Seagulls behind these racist white tourists. Seagulls. Had no thought about the seagulls. Okay, so I anchor into the seagulls. Any assumptions? Attempts to control life through fear and numbness. Yes. I definitely attempt to control things I can't handle by stuffing them down, things I'm afraid of by stuffing them down, and kind of shutting them off, going numb to them. It's definitely one way I attempt to control life. Absolutely. Let yourself feel it. Sink down to the bottom. Unclench. Let go. Let go. Okay, understanding, acceptance, respect. Understanding how much I control the world through my feelings of fear. I'm understanding how my numbness is about how I treat myself. I accept that these feelings come up when they're ready. That I'm protecting myself by, my body is protecting me with my numb feelings. So I can handle it any time when I can handle it. I respect this numbness. I respect the fear. If I don't like it, I respect this fear. It's here to tell me something. It's basically saying, yo, pay attention. I respect this fear. I respect this numbness. Oh, wherever you feel, sink down into the bottom of the understanding. Sink down to the bottom of it and unclench. Let go. Let go of all the understanding. And finally, love. Is there anything about fear or numbness that you can say you love? I mean, I love that my fear is telling me to pay attention inside. I love that there's something there that tells me to pay attention, so I can't ignore it. That's something. I mean, I definitely feel like my numbness is a security blanket. So I love my numbness. So that helps me to manage life. I love that. I love that my numbness is on my side. I love that fear leads people to hug each other, to connect. Whatever you feel, sink down to the bottom, down to the bottom of whatever you feel. And unclench. Unclench. Unclench, let go, because love is letting go. Actually, love is several things. Love is all these things at the bottom. Love is success, happiness, freedom, and joy. So let yourself go to all the places where you felt fear and instead open up to feeling love, success, success. You know, even being successfully afraid is still a success. Successfully getting scared and going home is still a success. Successfully feeling bad, successfully losing. Let yourself feel success in this place where you felt fear. Sink down to the bottom of the feeling. Unclench even that. Unclench even that. Happiness. Happiness. This place where you felt fear. Is there any place you can find happiness or peace? That's not easy. Maybe with the numbness, any place with the numbness that you can find happiness or peace. Oh, well, sure. Sure. There's lots of happiness with the numbness. It's just a steady state. It's like being, like having a drink. Just a nice, steady state. And go to these places where you feel happiness. Let yourself feel what you feel, this happiness. Sink down to the bottom of where you feel it. Find the bottom. Find the bottom. And Unclench. Unclench. Freedom. Freedom. Is there any freedom or openness? Go to the place where you feel fear or numbness. Is there any freedom? Any freedom there? Any openness? On some level, I feel like my fear gets me to run away. So there's definitely freedom in the fear. Freedom in the fear. That's just, Well, whatever you feel, let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it sink down to the bottom. And unclench. Oh. And finally, joy. Joy. Is there any fear? We go to the place where we feel fear and numbness. Is there any kind of joy or inspiration we can find there? That's a hard one. I would say though, if the fear I have is about something that I like, then it isn't so much fear as much as it's excitement or happiness or joy. Like if I'm getting on the roller coaster and I'm looking forward to it, then it's not fear so much as it's excitement. Whatever you feel, let yourself sink down into the bottom of that feeling. Unclench. Okay. Okay. All right. So as you can see, this is an exercise that can really go places. And this exercise is the culmination of all the exercises we've been doing over the course of this advanced series, including the exercise, the Heat to Love exercise from the beginner series as well. So what this is the synchronized exercise. So this is a great way to practice getting in touch with all of your feelings. It is not, your ego is going to fight you every step of the way, guaranteed. That's how it works. That's absolutely how it works. So it's important to give ourselves a lot of love, patience, softness, tenderness, and to work through these things just one bit at a time. It's entirely, we're doing this as a final for a class, but it's entirely possible for your own practice to just take one of these and really just sit with it. It would be a huge, huge undertaking. Okay. The idea here is to really get yourself some skills so you know where the point, a light in the path, where a light in the path is. So you know that miles down the road, this is where the ego goes. This is where the ego goes. And so, so I just want to really just encourage, well, first of all, I want to just thank anyone listening to this and you, Anthony, for sticking it out through so many weeks of getting in touch with your feelings, for digging deep, for the real deep hard work, really getting in touch with what's really actually going on down there and bringing it up to the surface and processing it through. And I really want to just encourage everyone listening to this to practice, 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 practice. All of these exercises only become more powerful the more you get in touch with them, make them a part of your regular practice, connect them together. It's all about getting in touch with your feelings, all of it, from wherever you start, whatever feeling comes up in this moment, this here now.